Alright, rejects, muster up and tighten your grips on those last guns, because I just got back from an off-world deployment, and what do I find? Another event in Darktide. Sounds good on paper, right? Except it brings up a topic that's been simmering hotter than a plasma coil during a heretic uprising, and that is event rewards. More specifically, the lackluster nature of them, and the tiny spark of hope that we all got that maybe, just maybe, things could change. Let's take a step back into the eye of memory lane. Over the course of Darktide's life cycle, we've had a fair number of in-game events. Most of them are tied into the game's lore, and bless the scribes at Fatshark for that. Whether it was demonic incursions, scab, ambush, modifiers, or heretical warp fluctuations, they often spiced things up beyond your usual bash skull, get loot grind. Now, from a gameplay perspective, opinions vary more than a psyker's mental stability. Some folks found them fun, challenging even. Others thought they were as enjoyable as stepping on a trip mine during a blackout. But that's not what I'm here to rant about. No. We are focusing on the rewards you get from those events. Or more importantly, or more accurately, the lack of real incentive. In the early days, reward structures were simple. Do around 10 missions, get rewards tier by tier. It'd be something like a stash of crafting materials, a couple thousand auto dockets, well, it was more than a couple of thousand. Maybe a rare weapon mod, and if you were lucky, a new portrait frame. Whoop-de-doo. To be fair, all of it worked initially. People ran the missions, people did the event, they claimed their rewards, flexed their border frames, and all of that. But cracks started forming in the hive walls. Voices whispered across Vox channels. Dissent was brewing in the ranks. Is this it? People started asking. Is this all we get for braving wave after wave of pox-riven monstrosities? Honestly, imagine slaying a demon host solo and your reward is a new yellow outline on your nameplate. Truly the Emperor provides, eh? Anyway, and then it happened. The Skulls 2025 event dropped, a beacon of hope in the grim darkness of cosmetic disappointment. Because for the very, very first time, players who completed the entire event track were rewarded with 500 Aquilas. Unheard of. That's right, premium currency. Cold, hard, microtransaction-fueled fuel. And we were all floored. Up until this point, Aquilas were locked behind paywalls tighter than a commissar's moral code. Then suddenly, Fatshark was giving them out. Granted in small amounts, but still, this was a seismic shift. The player base saw the light and the message was clear. If it could happen once, maybe it could happen again. It was like waking up and realizing that the RBTs had accidentally legalized fun. And honestly, it just worked. Player activity spiked, people returned to the game, some tried it for the first time. Suddenly, there was real incentive to engage with the event content beyond the usual grind. But here's where things get spicy. I don't think Fatshark really considered the long-term expectations they just created. Because now, we all know that it's possible. We all know that you can give Aquilas at the event reward. So naturally, it begs the question, why stop there? Let's talk numbers. The MTX store isn't exactly cheap. Some skin sets go for a north of £12 or more. And back in the day, a lot of those skins tended to be more like glorified recolors. Things have improved dramatically, no doubt. The Inquisition set, absolute banger, and I know bangers. The new armor textures, details, themes, 10 out of 10. But asking players to cough up that much for a single cosmetic when they were getting next to nothing for grinding events feels a little bit off. If I'm going to be paying 1200 Aquilas for a shiny chest plate, I expect to survive at least one trip into the damnation zone without a scratch. But here's the thing, adding Aquilas as an N tier reward won't really break Fatshark's bank. It creates what marketers call a conversion funnel. Get 500 Aquilas free, you're now 300 short of a skin. Guess what happens? Player go, ooh, you know what? I'll just drop a $5. It works, it's proven, it's smart, people do this. But it's not just about getting people to pay. Aquilas give every type of player a reason to engage. Even if you never spend a single coin, now you have a real incentive to log in, farm event missions, and bank that premium currency over time. Maybe after 3 events, you finally have enough to grab a cool charm or an armor piece. That feels meaningful. It rewards investment. It boosts morale. It shows respect for your time. And in a live service game, honestly, that is very critical. Here's the big picture. Fatshark wants this game to succeed, and I do too. We all do. Events are one of the strongest tools that they have to keep bringing people back and to keep them engaged. But if they keep dropping events with limp noodle rewards, people will 100% burn out. They will log off and they won't come back. If each event promised even a small Aquila reward, the loop changes. Players return. Word spreads. Hey, log in, do 10 runs, free currency. Suddenly Darktide becomes a habit, not just a side game. And as the community grows, so does the stock revenue. It's a win-win-win. Look man, I work, I earn. And when I enjoy a game, I support it. I've dropped Aquilas on cosmetics that looked awesome, not because I had to, because I wanted to. But I also recognize that not everyone can do that. And that's why including Aquilas as a reward is such a smart, fair move. It gives everyone a seat at the table. It boosts morale. It builds community loyalty. At the end of the day, I really want Darktide to flourish. I want Fatshark to keep pushing boundaries, and I want the community to feel like their time is valued. Giving us Aquilas as an event reward isn't charity, it's a good design, especially for a live service game. So, now, I turn over to you, Rejects. What do you think? Should Aquilas become a permanent end-tier event reward? Or do you think I've gone too far into Heresyville? Sound off in the comments, let your voices be heard. And if this video lit up in your cerebral implant, smash that like button with the force of an Ogre charging a Chaos Spawn. Subscribe for more rants, breakdowns, hot takes from the depths of Tertium, and remember,
trust in the Emperor. Hold your Aquilas. And if it bleeds, praise the Emperor and bash it harder. I'll see you in the next one, scum.